Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. Today's reading is going to be this someone will change your life path. So I need to find out who this is, how they'll change it, how will you recognize them, what lesson is behind it, that type of thing. This is my second start because I mentioned something about terrapins being killed and it sounded really negative, but I'm just one of those people that comes out anyway. You have got three choices. Choice number one is the Nine of Cups with the golden egg. I've just chose these haphazardly because I like the pictures. The second one is the Three of Cups. And the third one is the Terrapin card. Okay, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start talking. As with all my videos, I don't have the answer straight away, and I think tarot in its best form is for us to understand life, to understand ourselves, to understand that there are symbols and there are archetypes that give us little inklings of how to develop or where we sit, and that is what it's best. That's what it should be used for delving inwards, not for getting the answer like that. Because that's not why we're here. To get the answer like that, we wouldn't be here. It's all a journey and for us to become more aware of ourselves. Okay, so as I've just said, that's just an excuse. I'm going to go through the cards, explain what I can see. It may change. These two cards up here are, how would you recognise this person? You've got the Death card. Let me pull these over for you a little bit. And the Mars card. They're quite drastic cards together to have. It's like movement, change, you know, or a transformation that you'll remember. And then you've got the Mars card there, which is somebody who fights, somebody who's courageous or brave, Aries type qualities. It's the archetype of the soldier, the warrior, the person that runs into the blazing building to rescue the dog. And you've got the Death card there. So to me, I feel that the person coming in, or that you may know this person already, I don't know, will be somebody who is going to be an important person for pulling you out of possibly a difficult situation, or being somebody who sticks up for you, or being somebody who makes you aware of what is going on around you. I don't know. It's shock, change, movement, fast, fighty. So the type of... I was looking at somebody's chart this morning from something. It was a quote that I saw. I thought, okay, that's brave to say that. It was... I won't give you too much detail. So I looked up their chart, and this person was like saying something to almost... It's like, stop playing dirty. In the world in general, we're here for another reason, and that is to be able to relate to each other. So I'm thinking, okay, so that relating to each other on a world basis, Jupiter, Neptune, because they're very inclusive. And then I'm thinking the fact that what they're saying is so brave, I was thinking you're going to have some sort of Aries or perhaps Aquarian, Uranus energy in there. And this guy had Neptune on the ascendant, and he had Sun in Aries opposite Uranus. I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and I'm thinking it was Mars in Aries. No, it was just his Sun in Aries. So that's the type of person you're looking who's going to come into your life, or that you're looking at. Somebody who is brave, outspoken, fearless. They're in a situation, they bring change with them, or they arrive when change is going on in your life. And again, that's another thing that's really important. When you look at transits in your chart, I know you're getting lots of information here. Is it really bad to start on the boring bits? When you get transits in your chart, let's just say you've got a Pluto transit, the Death card there. Both of these, like Mars, Pluto, it will bring somebody, could possibly bring somebody Aries, Plutonic towards you. That's what will happen. They will just arrive there when you're going through the transit, and it's almost as if you need to question your reality, because what you are, what you're experiencing, becomes an outward event. And that is something that is said very freely, but it's a huge thing. We create our own realities. And I know that is like, well, I would have done this if that was so. But that's what happens. If it happens in astrology and you can see it, which I know not many people, or not a lot of people, are interested in astrology. Oh, I was just about to say something then that may actually be a bit dark, but I've just seen something on the inside of Epstein's island, his house, and he had the zodiac on his bedroom ceiling. So the people in power, the people who manipulate our lives possibly, certainly do believe in it. So it's worth looking at. So that is basically a lot of talking to say somebody brave, somebody will come into your life when there is change going on. They may bring it, or they may just be there to like shepherd you through it in some way. So that's what we've got here. The cards down here are the reasons behind the contact or the visit. The Ten of Cups and the Eight of Wands. This is like family, being together, connections, love, security. And then you've got the Eight of Wands, which is like a voice that comes through, says something that, with this energy pulled into here, it'll either shock the family, change the family situation, or it'll be somebody that comes in and speaks the truth. Perhaps if you're going through a difficult situation with your family. I think this person is somebody from work. And my thoughts are very quickly when I put these out, that you may know this because of this card here, which is like a work or skills. It could actually be a counsellor or a doctor actually as well. It's like a crisis worker, to do with security and to do with giving you the truth, saying it as it is. Mercury and Sagittarius. The Sagittarius are the truth sayers, Mercury's speech. And you've got here like a skills or work situation. Excuse the bus, I think somebody's pushing it by the sound of it. Yeah, so it very much could be a counsellor, doctor, something like support worker, something like that. Because you've got work, it could be somebody you work with. But the other one makes more sense, somebody who's helping you through a crisis. And somebody who's quite very good at it. And there's nothing like it, you know, when you're a bit sort of all afraid and you're in a situation and you can't see yourself, you can't see a way out of it. And along will come an Aries who is just brutal and in a good way. And they will just pull you out and you think, why did I bother thinking about it so long? I've had that myself when being very young and being stuck in a situation and wondering what to do next. And I couldn't see the wood for the trees. I was only 17 and sat down with this Aries guy and he's like, well, you could do this, this and this. And he was on the phone and he got me into a college when I was basically really floundering in school. Floundering is not the word. Yeah, ousted, I think maybe the word. Okay, so that's what you've got. So let's have a look at the situation, the circumstance. I don't know what these are in my head yet. The Queen of Swords here is a card of, again, truth, seeking the truth, walking away from an emotional situation, perhaps to do with security. Could even be something like divorce. Could be something like bereavement counselling, walking away and wanting to find somebody who gives you it straight so you can stop overthinking. You need some sort of advice. That's what I've got here. You've got this card here, which is decisions looking this way. So something has happened and you're looking for some form of help, or somebody offers advice in some way, even if you're not asking for it. And it's trying to steady yourself through a period of change, because you've got here security and the Two of Wands looking this way. The Two of Wands is action just about to be action. It's like I'm thinking about it. I've got the crystal ball. What should I do next? So you're going through a transformation, transition. You're looking, or somebody offers you advice. Maybe they are some form of crisis worker. They're good at what they do. They give it you straight. And that's how you meet them. Somebody who's like a helping hand. So what do you think the lesson is? All right, this is the bit that you're thinking, oh, really? The Ace of Wands is the beginning of something. And with regards to what we've got here, it could be like a strong desire to be with somebody who helps you. And that is very, I'm going to say mesmeric, that's not the right word. It's somebody that's helping hand, that makes life feel smooth, is very, very attractive. So I think that you may fall for this person. The reason that they are there in your life is you've got the Queen of Cups here. If you've got quite a bit of water in your chart, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I never remember the last one. I don't know what's the matter with me. Or every time it's the same. It's they will help you to be stronger, to be more compassionate. They will reflect bits back to you that you already are. But they'll do it with such strength that you think, yeah, I can do this in my life next. But I think that you may go through a period of falling in love, possibly the Ace of Wands there, but it's to teach you who you already are, and that is to do with love, not actually being with that person. So I would watch out for that. I'd watch out for falling head over heels for somebody who comes across as very strong and kind and compassionate and helps you out of a sticky spot, to do with moving on from an emotional situation, possibly a strong emotional situation. Maybe lends an ear and is very supportive to you. To me, my advice to you, the advice would be is that they will give you direction. They will make you feel grounded. Don't believe that all that power is in them, although it is. It's also in you. It's you that holds the lesson is for you to find some sort of way in life with that added energy that you may have just pushed aside a little bit. It's strength and compassion and kindness and caring and connection. Anything else beginning with a C, I'd stick it in, but I can't think. So that is the person who's going to change your life path. Somebody you're going to fall for because they seem to have got it all together, but it's you. It's somebody, it's like whispering in your ear, it's you that's all together. Just remember it. So I'm going to leave that there, pile number 1. Thank you. Oh, don't forget there's readings on the website, HULUPPU.co.uk. I don't know if it's in the blurb below. I never know. But also there's a Patreon as well if you fancy the readings, to see, well, if you like the readings and fancy having a look at that. Thank you. Bye. Let me just switch my fan off. It's warm up here, so I put it in between when I'm just shuffling. I'm telling you all these details. Nobody needs to know, do they? Okay, I'm going to talk you through this. I learn what the piles are. I'm not somebody that sits here beforehand. I do try sometimes to try and organise it in my head, but it's not how my mind works. I think it'd be better if it possibly did work that way, but yes, you don't get such a bejazzled reading, but let's go with what we've got here. So this is how to recognise the person. You've got the Lovers and the Lilith card there. Now that is a combination. The Lovers and the Lilith card. The Lovers is a lover. The Lilith card is, now I always get into trouble when people do lots of comments on the Lilith card with regards to my thoughts on Lilith. To be honest, and some people, I think we all get a little bit, so when we look at like tarot cards or astrology or any sort of esoteric book, the channel stuff that comes through with all this information, I think basically to make our egos feel a little bit secure, we're always looking for the bits that we can identify with that make us feel better. And I think that's just human nature. And I think it's a mixture of ego and a mixture of shame as well. We always want to feel a bit smoothed out because, yeah, it is. I think it's a mixture of both. So the Lilith card I always see as quite negative, to be honest. I don't like to be too negative, but I think it's positive in the end. A bit like tarot, it's a bit of inside information. Lilith to me is sexuality that can often be misused. It's like come hither, and it's like injecting somebody with too much testosterone and then wondering why they're acting in a certain way. Lilith can do that to us. And the Lovers card next to that, to me, is that there's got to be a lesson behind Lilith. Are those instincts that are so strong, are they going to cause us some misfortune, or are we going to use them in a positive way? It's creative. It's creative at the end of the day, isn't it, Lilith? It's going to be part of your base solar. Oh my God, I'm awful with names. Your second chakra, your water chakra. What is it called? I don't know. It's just going to be your water, your sexual chakra. And it's going to be, it's asking you to use it in a positive way. So the person that's going to come towards you is going to be incredibly sexually magnetic, somebody who you possibly will have a very strong relationship that will be based on attraction. And there will be something in there where it's almost blind, the Lilith card there. Sorry, long way of saying that. It's like danger, but exciting danger. And I think most people know what that feels like. It's that partner that the one that you want when you're 17, and you look back and think, thank Lord I never got them. But you're obsessed with them at the time. So that's who's coming into your life. These cards here are the reasons behind the contact. The Six of Swords and the Devil card. And I was saying in the first reading that, and it's like a flippant thing to say, we create our own reality. It's a very new age thing to say that is just said out there. We think, really? I didn't create this. And there's a big time lapse in between it, so we often forget it. And yeah, we do create, and create was the word that I used there with Lilith. The Devil card and the Six of Swords is healing to do with obsession. A connection that you can't let go of, that often is these people are nude and they're tied to the bottom of Baphomet, whatever his name is, could be her name, who knows. It's being intoxicated by attraction, really. And whatever your age, wherever your hormones sit, it's still possible. It's still possible. Oh, I don't know how old you are. If you're young, it is certainly is possible. If you're old, it will come and shock you. So, but the Six of Swords is a bit of a healing card here. And with Lilith, there is some healing with regards to being pulled to somebody through almost blindly through some sort of need that you think that this is it. Because we want to create, and what better to create than a relationship that is, can literally procreate. So that's what I've got there. What is that song? Danger, Danger. I can't remember. I want to sing it there. It's like if you could sit back on your bed now, wherever you're lying, whether you've got your iPad propped up or whether you're just listening to, hi, you just listen through your earphones. If you could sit there and almost picture a person coming into your life who's exactly the one that you think you would lose it for. You'd lose you do silly things for, because if you'd be saying to yourself, this is the one, and if I muck it up and I lose them, it would be awful, so I'm going to go all in and perhaps put yourself into unusual situations. That's why they will turn up. They will look like that person, they will act like them. Yeah, I've seen it happen many a time. Transits to the 7th house cusps, that can do it for you. And Pluto transits, that can do it for you. Possibly to the moon as well. Okay, so the reason why this may be difficult is you've got the 3 of Cups in the centre here. It could be different scenarios. It could be that one of you was already in a partnership. It could be that this person's a bit of a Lothario or Lothario-S. It's that you can't get them to commit, although you've committed. You want them, and that's full stop, that's what it is. But I think they're difficult to pin down, get hold of, or they're already in a relationship. It's something like that. You've got here the Ace of Wands, which is adding to the Lilith feel, and the Strength card here is, what's going on. The Strength card is the woman that controls the beast, but you've got the Ace of Wands here, which is the beast. That I'm not going to talk about the card because that just gets childish. It is the excitement, the passion, and you know it and you understand it, but it's still difficult to stop. Just turn my phone off again. Whenever I turn my phone off, it never turns off. You've got here the Fool card, and then you've got here the Queen of Pentacles. What I would think here, and I possibly need to go to these 2 cards before I find out exactly what these are. The Fool card is you cut off a tie that is incredibly hard to cut off, and then that's very liberating for you. And the Queen of Pentacles here is that you gain strength inside yourself that is solid. That's what I would say is going on in here. It's a sexy, tantalising person dressed up in exactly your most favourite actor, actresses, whatever, they're both called actors nowadays, aren't they? Sorry, I'm getting old. In that sort of, that look, you know, that persona, whatever it is, or somebody that you fancied when you're young, then they turn up, but it's difficult to get close to them. Perhaps their personality isn't particularly well formed in some way. You know, perhaps they do cheat, or perhaps there is, I don't like saying that. I enjoy saying that. Or perhaps they're just already in a relationship. And you cut it off. You make the decision. You take the power into your hands when it's so strong anyway, and then you cut it off. So you're fighting with that Lilith, the emotions, the passion. And then that's when you think, I'm going to say solvent here. Is that the right word? Sovereign. Yeah. You feel sovereign. Or, yeah, sovereign, isn't it? Not solvent. Is that glue? I don't know. Anyway, so what do you think the lesson will be in this connection while you're in it? The Spirit, this Page of Pentacles here, it just is what it is what you will think when you're in it. But by the time you get to the Fool card, you know it's more than that. It's either you or them. It's like you drown in it, or they just get what they want. And I'm not saying I think you want what they want too. Yeah, they do want what you want, but at what expense? With the Fool card there, it's the expense of feeling like you've lost yourself in the connection. So what is the real lesson behind it is the Action of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles, because it's on the horse. So there's movement in this. And then I'm going up here to look at the Queen of Pentacles here. The movement is you. It's like, this is what you would be doing if you were, and I always say this in readings because it allows me to detach. Let's just say you're in an aeroplane. I'm not going to use the cloud thing I always say. You're in an aeroplane, you're looking out and you can just beginning to see, you know, just before you land, you can see all the little villages. And I always sit there thinking, what are you doing? Oh, look, you've got a swimming pool. But we think they're so important, don't we? And I always think we're all just little ants at the end of the day. It's bizarre, I always think yeah, but that's me. I let the bus go by. Full of ogres by the sound of it. So you're looking down and, oh my God, the flipping bus made me lose track. What was I saying? I don't know. You think that you are just in it and that's what it is. But this is, oh yeah, okay. Before you get, I know, you're in the aeroplane, you're writing what you can see going on while you're looking at yourself in this connection. And it will feel like, as if you were like the higher mind or whatever looking down, I'm going to meet somebody, or that person has met somebody and they are incredibly pulled towards them. You're watching yourself. They're there for a reason. The reason you won't actually realise because you're just so into the connection and it's something you possibly have been waiting for. You like the strong connections, the obsessive ones, the very sexy people. You like to feel emotions churning and sexuality churning. But the reason that they're there is for you to say, this isn't going to serve me in my mental health, really, with the Fool card. And for you to move away. And in moving away, that person would probably cheer, not because you've gone, but because you've got your lesson, which is to realise that you can pull yourself out of anything, even the things that you've really wished for. Really wished for. And I think if you're watching tarot, and there are so many tarot readers on YouTube, and a lot of, you know, if you put a reading out that's something about relationships, more people watch it because we're all looking for love at the end of the day. It's very difficult to remove yourself when it comes to you in that fantastic package. So my advice here would be to be detached from the very beginning, especially to know if there's some complications there, just to see it for what it is, to look at your own inner nature with regards to finding somebody who flips your switch, presses your buttons, I don't know what. And the end result was you will end the situation more powerful than you started it because you know that you're in control. That's what I've got. Okay. Sorry if I lost you where the train went past, where the bus went past. I'm going to leave that there. If you like the readings, please check out the website. There are readings on there. It's huluppu.co.uk. Also check out Patreon when I put readings out weekly and bits and bobs and competitions and astrology bits and bobs. Okay, thank you. Bye. An unusual one compared to the other ones. This feels like a buddy. This doesn't feel like love. It does feel like love, but not in the love as in sexy love. This is more like somebody who is easy to connect with. You may know this person already, to be honest, because it could be, you've got Mercury here, which is often like youth. You know, Virgo, Gemini are supposedly supposed to look a lot younger than their years. There's a lot of talking with both of them in very different manners. Virgos tend to talk a lot, really wordy, and I know lots of Virgos, and because there's detail in there. And Geminis are different. They tend to be silly. They tend to just, can leave it like that. The Seven of Earth here is like steadiness. You know, you've got the little girls here growing plants. It can often refer to time or consistency in some way, very sort of grounded. So it could indicate somebody you've known from youth, or somebody who you chat with and the relationship develops over a period of time. There's that type of feeling. That's how you possibly will recognize this person. I feel that they are just a very good buddy that runs alongside you in life. You may know them already, you may not have met them yet, I don't know. The reason behind the contact, the Two of Cups, is that your vibrations are basically the Two of Cups. I love this card, always have loved this card. To me, it feels like real moving life events where the connection is incredibly easy. You know, when you're talking to somebody and you're lost in the moment. I experienced that today, actually. Most of the time you're thinking, oh my God, what stupid expression have I got on my face? But I was talking to this man today. He's a man, I still think of him as a boy. And he's in the kitchen and he's just talking and he's quite animated. He's Libra, Virgo Venus, Sagittarius and Leo in there. So very sort of warm, and he's just, he's just fun type of person. And I'm thinking, in the middle of it, went on for about 40 minutes and we're just talking about lots of different stuff. I think, oh my God, I'm actually really lost in this conversation. So I just stepped back to thinking of that and then just got stuck into it again. The Hierophant card here, I think the connection may have something to do with like a company, an organisation, or schooling, secondary education, college, uni, or a work scenario, if I said that. I feel that this person is a good egg that either sits next to you in work and you chat to a lot, or that you meet through work. There's something else behind this, which I'll probably get more to. Here comes the bus. I live on a hill. I think that this is almost like a past life connection where somebody's coming to pay you back because you were good to them. This was the feeling I got here. I can't quite remember why I said that, but when I get to it, I'm sure probably not. I feel that you are in a situation which is like either you're looking for, I was going to say advice because that was the second pile, but because you've got the middle card with regards to what's going on when you do meet, this card is a card of unfairness. And you've got here somebody who's quite stable and sitting next to you, talking to you and supporting you in a very casual way. It's like nothing grand going on. It just is somebody you like, and you both like each other. You're both similar. You could divulge secrets and the other one wouldn't be shocked. It's like, oh yeah, no, I think the same. But there's something unfair going on. So you're in an unjust situation, and that is supported by the Justice card next to it. The Page of Wands and the King of Cups. I have no idea what that is. Because I'm looking now, I'm telling you what I'm thinking as I'm looking at. I'm looking for what could be unjust. You got the King of Cups and the Page of Wands here. I'm going to just give you ideas. I'm not going to click on one in particular as yet, but it could be like maybe you are in a relationship with somebody that's got a child, maybe asking for advice. Mercury up there. You've known this person a while and they're supporting you through it. I feel that the situation is heavy though, but I don't know what these two people are here. It's like children and men or masculine figures, I guess over the age of about 30. What is the situation with this? This doesn't have to be a child, but I'm just saying that for the moment because I don't know what's going on. it's like breaking free of a connection, breaking free, or starting a relationship. What's going on between you? Magician. I don't know. These are my thoughts here. Could be many things. It could be that you are talking about a relationship, or they are talking to you about their connection with somebody, wondering whether to go into it, and perhaps one of you doesn't like the idea because there's something unjust going on here, and maybe this person's married with a child, and that's the person who is the other half of either your other half, their other half. The Emperor card and the Fool card here also with the Hierophant, it could be that you could be new to the company or the school, and this person is helping you out, introducing you to people. Hierophant, as I said, can be businesses, colleges, churches, organisations. The Emperor card can be like a boss figure, and the Fool card is like a new beginning. So it could be something like that. And it's almost like, you know, when you're a kid in school and the new child comes in halfway through the term and they say, go and sit next to Joanne, because she's nice, she's a nice girl. You can trust her. She won't steal your lunch. It's that, and the person that you will meet is the Joanne, or you are the Joanne. I guess it's the person that you meet. You've got here a card of heaviness. Another thought here is the Emperor card and the Fool card is that you could be in a work scenario situation where you don't get on with somebody who's got a position of power. And that's where the unjust bit comes in. And you may be talking to this person about leaving and they support you through it. Possibly. The Magician card here is what you will think the whole lesson is behind you meeting. The Magician card is trying to understand the energy that's in front of you and your own power, possibly, because I don't like these cards here. And the real reason is Ten of Pentacles is payback. This person is supporting you because you've done the same for them. So this is confusing me. I'm going to do the best to try and summarise it for you. And I'll speak fast because it's easier for me to speak fast. If I overthink, I'm gone. Okay, so the Seven of Earth and the Mercury card is somebody who's supportive, who talks to you a lot, is almost youthful, or it feels like a youthful connection. There's lots of chatting, like when you were in school and you just made friends and you chatted on the phone every night, even when you got home from school. It's just moving and talkative. The Two of Cups here in the Hierophant card, I think, is an indication of the connection, which is very close, and it feels like you can divulge your deepest secrets and the other person won't bring it up or laugh at you. The Hierophant card, I would guess, is the situation, which, as I said, is like an organisation, all those things that I noted earlier. You've got the middle card here, which is a card of defeat or deceit. You've got the Justice card, which makes me think that somebody's unfair and this person is supporting you through it. To have these cards here, there may be other people around you, maybe a younger soul and an older soul, that may be pushing their luck a bit with you, and this person is giving you advice. And it wouldn't surprise me whether they make a joke of whatever is happening, so it lightens the load a bit here. I think that you may think of leaving a situation, whether it's uni, whether it's college, whether it is that you're thinking, oh, is this really worth it? It just feels like a heavy load, and this person is forget about it. It's just life. And, you know, this is where you think, okay, that person really helped me ground myself, use my own skills to stay in a situation and see the other person as a bit of an extra part, or the other people that made it difficult. Maybe you normally jump quickly out of situations when there's trouble, and it teaches you to stay still even when it's heavy, because this person lightens your load. What's actually going on, like the karmic connection here, is the Ten of Pentacles. This person is like a family member from past lives, somebody that was very close to you. You supported them through difficult scenario situation, and they've come back like a South Node connection to help you out in this one. And that's it. That's it. It's nothing, when you have tarot readings, it's not, you know, hugely drastic. But this person, when we're getting old and we're sitting on our little deathbeds, if we're lucky, well, that's not a very good thing to say, sitting on deathbed, basically, oh my gosh, I find this comforting that we're only here for a limited time. I don't think other people do, because it makes you to remember just to get on with it, and it makes you forget about the little bits that just aren't important. this person will be close to your mind. They'll be, you know, they think, oh God, they were fun, or they were the person that helped me through this situation. Just a good egg, real good egg. I know somebody like this. When I wanted to leave school, I was in a job. I liked the job, but I was fed up with it, and it felt very repetitive and absolutely exhausting. And I met somebody who travelled with me, and she was the funniest lady I think I've ever met. I found her pictures the other day, and she just had the devil in her. She was so amusing, and I stayed because of her an extra year or two. And I was just meant to. Nothing bad was going on at all. It was just me. Me getting itchy feet, I think. Yes, it's there. It's like somebody's come back to help you out. Just that extra holding your hand and pulling you through. So I'm going to leave that there. You know, it's not flamboyant, but that's what I've got. I could jazz it up a bit if you want, but okay, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much. If you like the readings, check out I have readings available on the website, which is HULUPPU.co.uk, and I also have a Patreon where there are more readings. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye.